Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And as I start this beautiful morning, I just want to let you guys know I voted today. I voted for you, so you got one vote, and you can count on that. So please remember the rule with the iAllegedly channel that if you don't vote, you don't get to complain. So hope you guys all went out and voted today. The real estate market is going to be worse than the 2008 collapse was. I'm convinced of it now more than ever. And the news is pointing to things getting more and more bleak by the day. So a lot to cover in regards to this. Before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget Webull. If you guys want to trade stocks and you sign up for a free Webull account, you can get 2 free shares of stock for free. That could be worth between $300 and $300. And if you put any money in the account and you fund the account, you could get 10 more shares of stock that could be worth up to $30,000. Absolutely crazy. Use the link below. Great place to trade stocks, options, and cryptos. Now, guys, the real estate market is completely upside down. No two ways about it. And the news just keeps compounding with everything. And as we're at the midterms, the 2-year mark for this administration, you have to look at all this stuff that has just gone south. And think about the average homeowner. Bought their house, average house. I'm not talking luxury. I'm not talking anything on the beach or anything crazy, second home or anything like that. We have seen since May that $1.5 trillion has been lost in people's equity. $1.5 trillion, guys. During the health crisis, real estate shot up completely to the point that there was $5 trillion extra in equity. And, a year ago, millions of people could have refinanced their houses and made a positive change. In other words, gotten themselves same loan, less money. Could have done that. Millions. Now it's less than 200,000 people could actually do that right now. That is staggering right now when you think about that. Now, the other thing is that we have seen the average house go down 2.6%. It's averaged $11,600 a month for the last 3 months that housing prices have gone down for these poor people. That is unbelievable right now, guys, when you think about that. It's one of those figures that people didn't think was going to get as bad as it is. And it's that bad. It's just getting worse right now and compounding. The interest rate mess that we're in right now is only going to get worse. You're going to see people not be able to afford houses. The same loans that people are refinancing now for the same loan amount are going up for the average house up to $1,000. I had another investment bank reach out to me and say, Dan, we can close construction loans in 3 to 7 days. Interest only 8.99%. Oh my gosh. You want a fixed rate loan with no documentation? Get it for you for 8.375%. If you can afford it. Consumer confidence in real estate has dropped dramatically. Okay? Think about this number. Only 16% of the people out there think they can afford a house right now, and that now is a good time. 16%. 37% of those people that were asked about this said that they're going to wait a year to buy a house because it will be much better a year from now. The rest of them, got off the glue, sniffing glue, and said that it's not a good time at all to buy a house. So we are seeing insanity still. There is a house in Oakland Hills on Whittle Avenue. Story is below. It's a 480 square foot house that sold for $849 because the location was so desirable. Oakland Hills, desirable location. Okay, 480 square feet, or $1,769 a square foot. It's almost the most expensive house in the state, other than that one here in Newport Beach, which is $1,936 a square foot. It's crazy, guys. When do you sit there and just say, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to participate in this market? Now, the thing about rich people and richness and having the money to do what you want to do is, I'll go buy that house. We'll go build that house in that location. That is crazy, guys, that people are out doing this right now, because inevitably someone's going to get caught holding the bag and someone's going to take a loan on this. And there are still people out there that are convincing themselves that it's a good time to buy a house. It is not, guys. Everything points to a problem. And again, I love going to places like CNBC where you have multiple stories in the same website that conflict with each other. But when you add it all up, they all talk about one thing, and that is that there is a real problem with the value of property and people being overextended. And most people do not just buy their house and live a conservative lifestyle. They just don't. They go and they use the house as a cash machine, which is an absolute mistake. And they're about to get caught, holding the bag for this. Share your thoughts on this stuff, guys. I think it's nuts right now, and it's only going to get worse right now. But the loss of equity and the loss of value right now in these properties is substantial. And people do not want to look at this. Some people don't want to look at this. Other people are looking at this and accepting their fate and understanding that they may have made a huge mistake. Do you know anybody that's bought a house right now that wishes that they didn't buy a house? I get people that write me. I get two types of people that write me. I get people that write me and tell me, number one, that it was, we're so happy we did this. It's going to be great. We don't care what the value is. Okay. And then you get the people that were like, we moved too quick. Things upside down. And what happens when you change jobs? And I keep thinking about those traveling nurses that wrote me and moved from San Diego to Ohio. And they talk about how they went to an area that they thought was a good area, and it was unsafe at night. Crime was high. It was a real problem. Didn't know what to expect, and have never, really, made the right decision when it came to this. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. One thing that's being sent to me a lot is how real estate companies, the headquarters, they're starting to make huge changes. They're cutting staff. They're getting rid of larger offices. In fact, a lot of real estate companies are selling their flagship buildings, getting rid of them, unloading them right now because they see the writing on the wall. They would rather lease a location than go out and own the building, and they don't want the responsibility. It is going to be such a fallout with all this real estate. The commercial real estate is completely upside down. And as you go through, this is Newport Beach. You go through Newport Beach, between here and the freeway, there are hundreds and hundreds of locations, retail and office space that is, available right now. But the developers are seeing the writing on the wall. They don't want to rent to people. They don't want professionals in their building. People are sick of going to the office. This is the perfect opportunity to make a shift. How can you work remotely and be productive? How can you save money? I know somebody that teaches, has a teaching program and has put everything online, 100%, and saved herself a bloody fortune doing this, and is going to make more money this year than she's ever made, and has half the students she's ever had. But she's got, 3/4 less of an expense doing everything online. So the real estate companies, they're seeing this. They're going to lie to you. Go rent this place for 5 years. I had a friend that was looking for a building about 6-7 years ago, and the lies that they told us about the quality of the building and the vacancy and everything like that. And then they said, can you help us? Can you look and tell me what you think about the tenants in the building? And it took me literally, guys, 2 hours to figure out that the building was in decline, that people were moving out of the building, talking to the security guard. Oh, that place is a mess. Everybody's moving out. Hey, these guys are moving out. Oh, these parking spots here, down here, the good ones, those are going to be available for you. Just from saying hello to somebody. Nobody wants to do that. Oh, yeah, well, that would involve me getting out of my car, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. One thing we built this channel on was getting people grants. And with the real estate debacle that's happening here in California, they passed, I think it's like Senate Bill 9 and 10, and it made it so that you can take your house here in California and build a duplex. You don't have to worry about setbacks. You don't have to worry about the distance between the building and the property line. You don't have to worry about lot coverage, how much structure is on that lot. You don't have to worry about things like that. You don't have to do environmental impact reports and shenanigans and, you know, your neighbors, who cares? What about parking? Don't worry about that. It really has been controversial, but people have gone out and built duplexes and triplexes and turned one house into 3 and 4. It's crazy. There is now a grant in San Bernardino County that just got announced for $40,000 towards this. Now, the link is below on this, but the thing that's frustrating is this is for low-income communities. So you're going to give 40 grand to the worst cities and make it so that these places will be done and built in the poorest communities, and give people $40,000 of pre-construction work, which again, I didn't research it more than pre-construction. That would be permits and plans and things like that. I don't know if you can, use it for your slab or anything like that, or permits or anything like that, but pre-construction up to $40,000. It's crazy, guys. People want you to spend money. The Bank of America loan yesterday, where you could go out and get a loan for, 3% down, nothing down, don't worry about your income. That's a problem, guys. This is nothing but a problem right now. So share your thoughts on this. I love walking out here because every now and then you'll see big fish jump out, and it's kind of peaceful. It's rainy, so there's no boats out here. But let me know what you guys think about this, because this is the beginning of the problem with the economy and just getting worse. Now that the midterms are here, thank God they're here. I'm so sick of political advertisement. I'm so sick of the spam text messages from these people. And again, do what I do. I lace them when I get those things. I don't care if I want this person. I didn't tell you to text me. And then I tell them what they can do with it. It's very satisfying. It's like a therapy that I like. So speaking of that, I had a lot of people comment on my, political comments yesterday's video, and the one that I forgot was, don't forget Bill Clinton, because that's the only impression I do. And I did not have relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky. Right. Okay. Anyways, easiest Halloween costume ever. Cut my hair short, dye it gray, put a suit on with a red, white, and blue tie and a saxophone from the Goodwill, and bring a blonde date and call her Jennifer. It's nice. Anyways, I digress, guys. The Apple company has just announced that, hey, some of the iPhone shipments for iPhone 14 are going to be delayed because there's a problem with China. No, don't believe that lie. I love Apple, and I just love my iPhone. I think it's fantastic. I've heard nothing good about the iPhone 14 or 19, 17, whatever the heck it is now. But the new iPhone 14, the shipments aren't delayed because the demand is off, guys. People have no money. Two things, guys. They're tired of getting themselves in debt, and the demand is off. So share your thoughts on this stuff, guys, because that's what the real problem is right now. One thing that a lot of us are focusing on is the interest rates right now, and how the Fed is raising interest rates, and loans are more expensive, your credit cards are more expensive, everything's more expensive. But the bigger problem for society is inflation. It really is. And the people that don't want to borrow money, I get people that are retired. I got a retired doctor writing me stories about how inflation is killing him. Lives in a fixed income, all the money he needs, everything was great, and everything in his life has gone up 25 and 30%, but inflation's only at 8% here in the States. And it's nuts, because inflation affects the poor people. It affects the people on a fixed income. It affects the people that cannot earn more money. And the problem right now is that people are starting to see, wait a second, this job I have sucks. This job doesn't pay me enough. And it's debilitating as far as my financial freedom. Now, that leads to another story, and that is that more people, about 81% of the people surveyed from Prudential Investments, they asked, are you thinking about getting any side income? And 81% of the people said not only do they want to do that, they have to do it because they need to make more money. You have to look at ways to make your dollar go further right now. And, people are looking at side jobs, people are looking at, holiday jobs. Here's the thing. Holiday work is great. Everybody's generally in a good mood. If you go work retail, you go work Home Depot, you go work one of those places, go enjoy yourself. Go get some extra money. Go do that. Do I have a preference on where to work for gigs like that? No, I don't. Less stressful, a boss that's not a tool. And again, people's biggest complaints with working someplace is the people that they work for are the problem that they left. And that's what 90% of the people say. It's, I could live with the money sometimes, but the people I worked with were absolute jerks. People that want to just go out and get extra money, go get a side gig. I was in a Walmart yesterday, and it was absolutely decimated in Orange, California, and it wasn't worth photographing because it was a mess. And they said, hey, we're getting ready for Black Friday. And I'm like, 3 weeks away? Okay, get ready, guys. So didn't want to film, empty shelf, and we're moving stuff around. Don't worry, you'll see. Come back, it's going to be great. Yeah, okay, I will. But there were things at Walmart that should never be on sale right now, guys. There were smokers. There was a master-built smoker that last time I saw this thing was almost $500. It was $129. Go buy that stuff, guys. Go look for it. Go purchase that stuff. Even if you buy it now, you buy your husband a gift now for the summer, he's going to love you for it. Because I don't think that's going to $99. I don't think you're going to get it cheaper. But that's what you have to do to just research things and buy stuff. But I don't think that we're going to have some banner Black Friday. Once this election's done, the blaming will not stop. People will still blame each other for everything. It'll get intensified. You know that. But you have to be realistic with all this stuff and take care of your own situation. And the preppers and all the people that write me, I found a great article about prepping, about people that are worried about major catastrophes or something nefarious happening. Those people are prepared, but you've got to have food. You've got to have supplies in order. And again, I've said this to you guys before. Every time I think I have enough, I don't. But you have to have backup power. You have to have things like that. A friend of mine wrote me today and says, "Guy, I got a CPAP machine. I just watched your video. I need to get one of those backup power." So guess what Davey Boy's getting for Christmas from Dan? So he'll get the little plug-in power juice thing that I bought my brother, and the thing is the coolest thing ever. So the most thoughtful gifts, those are the best gifts. It's not a lot of money. It's that you were thinking of somebody. That's what everybody appreciates too. Don't ever forget that. Business, work, all that stuff. Do something thoughtful for somebody. Be kind to people. I've gotten more out of doing things for free for people than I ever have. And my laundry list of connections and the people that are going to show up at this party, there's some great people there only because I've helped their businesses over and over again. And by the way, last chance, if you guys want to sponsor the event, you got to get us stuff here. When is it? I think it's by Thursday. So you can be on the emails and all that stuff and on the website and everything like that. So iAllegedly at Gmail, if you want to sponsor the event, it's the last chance to do that. And, check your email. I can't wait to see you guys there. It's going to be absolutely just a fantastic turnout. The hotel got a bigger block of rooms. So a lot of people are flying in and driving in and staying at the hotel. So it's just going to be a great weekend. It's going to be fun. Are you ready for all this? Do you care about all this stuff? Do you think that the election's going to make a difference? Seriously, do you think this is it? Wow, we're going to see a change. It's going to be epic. Because I don't. I think that we're headed, on a downward slope, and that people can convince themselves of certain things, that things are going to get better. But I really believe it's every man for himself. And you have to work on your security. You have to work on a safety plan with your family. And it's the least you can do, to just sleep at night and make sure that that you're protected. A lot of companies are having difficult times right now. Peloton, they're hurting more and more and more each day, each week. We hear more bad news about this. Do any of you own a Peloton and think it's the greatest thing ever? Because again, I think it's a very expensive towel rack that you're going to have in your house. And it will be interesting to see how that plays off. Meta, Facebook, is just about to announce thousands more in layoffs right now to curb the loss that they're having right now and to save money. Again, Elon Musk, he was the darling, a couple months ago, and now he's not, and he lays people off, and oh my gosh, it's terrible. But Mark Zuckerberg does it, and it'll be interesting to see if he gets the same results from that. Blue Apron. Have you guys ever ordered anything from Blue Apron, those pre-made meals? My daughter made a bunch of videos on those things, and they were pretty good. She tried a bunch of them, and they were great. Reasonable to a point, but they have a huge problem. They say if they don't get their investor money, the company could be finished, and they are waiting for $56.5 billion. I don't know how long companies can go on in this economy and lose money. And do you really want food shipped to you right now? Do you want that? Does that interest you over going and shopping for it? It's completely up to you guys. So share your thoughts on that stuff. I think that we're in a really different market right now, to say the least. One thing I get a kick out of with Airbnb is that people complain about these cleaning fees that are a criminal act. You can rent a place and they'll have a $2,000 cleaning fee to rent a house for a week. That's nuts. Imagine if you had that at a hotel room, what you would do if you left and you were charged things like that. It's nuts. So Airbnb is going to change the practice now, where they're going to notify people in advance of what the cleaning fees are. So we'll see if that happens. I think it's nuts that people pay this stuff. I really, again, it was neat at one point, but now it's not a deal anymore. If you guys are out there and you guys use Airbnb a lot, let me know, because a lot of people that have done it, and the places are just basically, it's just companies now buying up businesses and hotels and things like that, and Airbnb and a lot of these places out. And I just don't, it's not the same thing. I like going to a hotel. I like the access to everything. Let me know what you guys are thinking about that. Here's a good story. Sears. Isn't it where America shops? I think that's what it used to be. Anyway, Sears, when I was a kid, they had thousands of locations. And prior to their bankruptcy, they got it down to 700. Now it's just a dozen. They had, think about this, they had 10,000 court filings for this bankruptcy. The one thing that happens during a huge corporate bankruptcy is the lawyers get rich during this time. Absolutely. The owner got it all worked out. He now owns the companies. There's less than a dozen locations around the country. Do you guys have a Sears near you? Because there's nothing here in California that's Sears related. They just didn't make it. The quality went downhill, and by far. And did you have a good weekend or a bad weekend? Let me ask you that. There's a guy named John Tyson. Why do I know that name? Well, he's one of the heir apparents to the Tyson food chain. And Mr. Tyson is the CFO of the company. He's 32 years old. He's a fourth generation a Tyson family member that is in line for the company. And this man got arrested in Arkansas this weekend for breaking into a woman's house and sleeping in her bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. And geez, I think he was probably intoxicated. That's what they think. And when the police got there, he was unresponsive. When the woman woke him up, he asked her if do you like breast meat or do you like thigh meat? Anyways, his Arkansas side, to throw a little Bill Clinton in there to end this video. Anyways, he did say no, but think about this. This guy, I mean, forever, this guy's going to have a problem with this. So the mugshot's great. Pictures downstairs. in the video description. Please don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Can't wait to see you guys at the party. It's going to be an absolutely amazing turnout. And take a look at Webull, guys. It's absolutely awesome. They're giving up to 12 shares of stock now, guys. It's crazy. Use the link below. Onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. Okay? Don't forget to vote today. Okay? It's your civic duty. I already did, look. Okay? I voted. Danny voted. Okay? Onward and upward, guys.